The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Sarah Chen stepped forward. Her simple black uniform a stark contrast to the ornate robes and ceremonial armor worn by representatives of the galaxy's most powerful civilizations. For 3 years, humanity had sat quietly in the back rows, nodding politely during debates, never raising objections to territorial disputes that didn't concern them, always voting with the majority. The Vorthak Empire's supreme commander, a towering reptilian whose scales gleamed like obsidian, let out a dismissive hiss. The humans wish to speak? How quaint. Perhaps they've finally decided to surrender their pathetic little system to a proper civilization. Ambassador Chen smiled, the same polite smile she'd worn through countless insults, dismissals and threats. But today, something was different. Today, the smile didn't reach her eyes. "Honored members of the council," she began, her voice carrying clearly through the vast chamber. "For 3 years, we've listened to your debates about strength, about which species deserves dominance over the Outer Rim territories. You've discussed our solar system as if we weren't present, as if humanity were merely another resource to be allocated." The crystalline hegemony's representative, a being of living gemstone, pulsed with amused light. "Because that is precisely what you are, little mammal. Your species has no significant military, no advanced technology, no achievements worth mentioning. You survive only because we permit it." Chen nodded thoughtfully. "You're absolutely right about our military. We've never built dreadnoughts like the Vorthak. We don't have reality warping technology like the Scion Collective. We've never conquered entire star systems like the Machine Dynasty." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. Several representatives had already turned their attention elsewhere, clearly considering the matter settled. "But there's something you should know about humans," Chen continued, her voice growing quieter, forcing the chamber to strain to hear. "We've been courteous, polite. We've followed your customs, respected your laws, even when you've shown us nothing but contempt. Do you know why?" The Vorthak commander leaned forward. "Because you're weak." "No," Chen said, and for the first time in 3 years her diplomatic mask slipped entirely. "Because we were hoping you were better than us." A holographic display materialized above the chamber's center, showing star charts of human space. But something was wrong. Where the maps had previously shown a handful of systems, now hundreds of stars pulsed with gentle blue light. "You see, we weren't entirely honest in our initial survey submissions," Chen explained conversationally. "We told you about Earth, Luna, Mars, and a few mining colonies. We thought it was prudent to keep our actual territory to ourselves until we understood galactic politics better." The display zoomed in on one unremarkable system. "This is the Kepler 442 system. According to your records, it's empty. But if you look closer..." The image shifted, revealing massive space installations, orbital habitats housing billions, and ships that dwarfed anything in the Council's combined fleets. "Impossible," whispered the Ethereal Dominion's ambassador. "Our deep space scans..." "We're looking for the wrong energy signatures," Chen interrupted. "You scan for exotic matter, quantum tunneling drives, zero-point manipulators. We use fusion, chemical rockets, nuclear power, primitive by your standards but remarkably difficult to detect when you're not looking for it." The chamber erupted in confused chatter, but Chen raised her hand for silence. The gesture somehow was obeyed. 637 star systems, 400 billion humans, 12,000 years of recorded warfare. She paused, letting the numbers sink in. "You've been discussing whether to pacify a species that has been deliberately restraining itself." The Vorthak commander's claws extended unconsciously. "You dare threaten the Council?" "Threaten?" Chen looked genuinely surprised. "Commander, I'm trying to save your lives." Another hologram appeared, archival footage from Earth's history. Battlefields stretching beyond horizons, cities reduced to ash, weapons that had cracked continents. "This is what humans do to each other over resources, territory, ideology. We've perfected warfare across every conceivable domain: land, sea, air, space, cyber, biological, psychological. We've had wars that lasted centuries and conflicts that ended civilizations in minutes." The footage shifted to show Earth as it was now: gleaming cities, green spaces, orbital rings teeming with life. But we learned to stop. Not because we became weak, but because we chose to become something better. "When we found you," This galaxy full of ancient civilizations, we hoped we'd found others who had made the same choice. Chen's expression grew sad as she gazed around the chamber. Instead, we found species that had never known real war, debating who deserved to rule through strength they'd never truly tested. The Scion Collective's mind speaker projected confusion and fear. "What do you want from us?" "Nothing," Chen replied simply. "We want to continue being courteous. We want to trade, share knowledge, explore the galaxy together. We want to keep pretending we're just another small species that got lucky enough to join your club." She turned to leave, then paused. "But if you force us to stop being polite?" The holographic display shifted one final time, showing the true scope of human space, a vast network of fortified systems, industrial worlds, and populations that outnumbered the entire Galactic Council by orders of magnitude. "Please remember that we tried to warn you." As the human ambassador walked toward the exit, her footsteps echoing in the stunned silence, the supreme commander of the Vorthak Empire made a decision that would later be remembered as the wisest of his career. He did absolutely nothing. The motion to discuss the human problem was quietly withdrawn from the council's agenda. Ambassador Chen resumed her seat in the back rows, smiling politely as always. But now, when she smiled, everyone smiled back.